guys, welcome back with Wealthy Panda. Today I'll be comparing with you two real estate platforms head to head, and these are Landa App and Arrived Home. Now on the surface, both platforms seems to be very similar. You can use either platform to own a piece of single family housing and start collecting both dividend and appreciation. But to be honest, these two platforms could not be more different. Let's start with Landa App. Anybody can go ahead and start investing with Landa App from as little as $5. If you decided to increase your investment, you can go ahead and add any amount of money in order to continue investing with Landa App. As far as the dividend, you will start receiving your dividend on monthly basis. So if I buy a share today, I can start collecting literally my dividend from the beginning of next month. Landa App usually does not have a hold period, so when they're buying a house or a property, they intend to hold on it forever. Now, probably they will say it at some point, but you need to keep in mind when you're buying it, the intention to hold on these properties on the long term. This being said, they do have a secondary marketplace and you can go ahead and list your share at any time with no fees. So if you decided that you need to sell your shares, that's always an option. Now, let's move to Arrived Home on the other hand. The minimum amount to invest with Arrived Home is $100. If you decided to go ahead and increase your investment, you need to add another $100. So the incremental have to be in multiples of $100. Now, as far as the dividend, they go ahead and issue it on a quarterly basis, and they issue it directly to your bank account, so you don't have to do anything to collect your dividend. Unlike Landa App, which usually go ahead and add it to your account, you can either withdraw it or you can go ahead and reinvest it. As far as the hold period, when it comes to Arrived Home, they are holding on the property anything between 5 to 7 years. The main target here for Arrived Home is that eventually they want to sell the property and make sure that people are getting most of their money from the appreciation. As far as the secondary marketplace, unfortunately Arrived Home does not have a secondary marketplace as of the time I'm making this video. If you decided to buy share on Arrived Home, you need to keep in mind that there is a minimum of 1 year hold period. So you cannot go ahead and sell your share back, you cannot get rid of them. You have to hold on them minimum of 1 year. After the 1 year, if you decided to sell them back, you can connect with Arrived Home team and they can buy it back from you. Now there is no yet clarity about how that process works, but they're still working on defining it. Now the intention is anybody can go ahead and sell their share back to Arrived Home after 1 year. Now let's compare these two platforms. Which one of them is more friendly for you as an investor? Let's start with Landa App. They have an iOS app, they have an Android app. So if I decided I want to invest, all I have to do is download one of these platforms, which seems to be pretty easy. The only problem with Landa App is they don't have a website. So if you need to access your investment from desktop, you're gonna find this troubling. For me, I really hope they develop a website. I'm not a big fan of only having a mobile app to access my investment. Usually also mobile apps tend to have more trouble and more issues when we compare it to websites. And as a matter of fact, I have encountered a lot of them as I go forward with Landa App generally. Again, the team is able to fix it, but the fact that I have to not being able to access my investment at a given time or period is usually a troubling for me. Now, on the other hand, Arrived Home have only a website. Their website is mobile friendly, so I can access it on my laptop, on my iPhone, on my desktop. It really doesn't matter. Now, I did ask their CEO regarding their mobile app, and according to them, they intend to release a mobile app for iOS later this year. Again, I don't see it as a big deal because they have the mobile friendly website and I can always go ahead and bookmark it on my phone and access it at any time. Now, I want to point out before I move forward, I'm affiliated with both platforms. So if you decided to use my link in the description to sign up for any of them, I still get some kickback regardless. I also want to point out, if you decided to sign up for Landa App, you will get a $10 sign up bonus by simply using my link and referral code in the description. Unfortunately, as of this time, Arrived Home does not have any bonuses, but you are more than welcome to use my affiliated link regardless. Now let's move on to the next thing. Which one of these platforms have better quality properties and they are much more diversified? Let's start with Landa App. Landa App, as of the time I'm making this video, they have 35 properties across Georgia, spread around over 5 cities. Now, the quality of their houses overall, my perspective is they are a little bit old. They have houses as old as 30-40 years. Not all of their houses are new, but they offer a very high dividend when you buy the share. On the other hand, Arrived Home have much newer houses. We are talking about houses that was built in 2021, 2022. So most of them are built within the last 5 to 10 years. So they are much more newer. And this is an advantage for Arrived Home because guess what? You don't have to deal with as much maintenance. Now I want to point out the target of these both platforms are completely different. Landa App is buying houses with a target that they maximize on rent and build a passive income. Arrived Home, on the other hand, their main target is to maximize on the appreciation. So keep this stuff in mind as we move forward. This is why you're gonna find houses on Landa App that might be is not in a great area, but buy a very high dividend. So I can go in, buy dividend, and get a passive income almost immediately with Landa App, unlike Arrived Home, where the main target is appreciation. As a matter of fact, I can go ahead and invest in properties with Arrived Home immediately, and I have to wait for 6 months before I start getting my dividend. Usually the houses on Landa App are less than $200,000 value overall. Arrived Home, on the other hand, usually target at very expensive houses, anything between $200,000 to $500,000. You can tell that their target is different. Arrived Home, their main target is we're gonna buy a property in 5 to 7 years, we sell it back, and boom, we take the difference and we give it back to investors. Landa App say, hey, this is about rent. You buy the property, you hold the share, and you start collecting rent. And hey, if you decided you are done, you can always sell back your share in the market. Now let's go to the customer service. I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to the customer service, they both have a phenomenal team. I dealt with both of them, and usually they respond within 1 to 2 business days with any question you have. Now, which one of these platforms is a better fit for you? Because this is the main question. I'm gonna be honest, I cannot answer this for you. This is a decision you have to make. My perspective is if your main target is getting a passive income that's consistent and pay off on monthly basis, Landa App is definitely the way to go. If your target is get some passive income on the way, but really go ahead and build wealth from real estate, Arrived Home is definitely the way to go. I personally invest in both platforms. My target is definitely go ahead and have a stable rental income, but I also want to go ahead and build wealth on the long term. This being said, for me in this year, the way I have been looking at it, the market have not been stable. We're seeing a war between Ukraine and Russia. We're expecting a lot of issues coming on with the Federal Reserve Bank increasing their interest rate. And inflation have never been as crazy. I don't see the market is stable, so for this reason only, I'm focusing more on the rent portion. And the reason for this is, I believe, God forbid, if the economy is not doing well, the way that we can guarantee it going forward is you want to rely on your dividend or your monthly income. And this is why I literally been doubling and tripling my investment in Landa App compared to Arrived Home, which I still continue to invest in it, but I'm a little bit more cautious because my target is, if the economy is not doing well, I want to make sure I have the consistent income. Now, this being said, this is just my view. You should not be listening to a random guy on the internet, aka me, but you should decide what is fit better for your own investment strategy. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I also want to point out I have already reviewed both platforms in depth, and you can find the link for these reviews in the description. Thank you guys, and stay tuned with Wealthy Bender.